Ciao guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Marco here from Brisbane, Australia. And today I want to show you my first behind the scene of the last project I've done a couple of months ago. The project was for Eros. He's an Italian tattoo artist here in Brisbane. And the purpose is to show you guys how I work, how I set up the lighting and which camera I use. The purpose of the video is to tell the story behind a business, and I usually suggest to customers to add this video to their own page of the website because I think it's the best way to introduce the business to new customers or eventually to build more trust to already people there, customers, you know. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any question, leave me a comment below and watch the video until the end because at the end you will see the final result. I hope you enjoy. Subscribe, see you next one. Ciao. So guys, we're here in Tinker Studio with Eros. So today we're gonna shoot the video about the B-roll part. We already shoot the interview. So now I'm set up in the light. I'm using as a key light here an aperture 300x. We are shooting the first shot, which Eros is drawing. So as you can see here, we have the Blackmagic 6K with the Porkies, V-mount battery, Sigma 1835 f1.8 and Filter Pro Mist. So this is the setup. So this is a false color, and it depends how you change the aperture, or eventually if I change the light here, it will change, as you can see, the exposition. So in this case it's perfect, as you can see, tack, and we are ready to shoot. Okay guys, so we just finished the area where Eros was drawing. So now what we're gonna do in next shoot is we move all the equipment over there at the beginning of the studio. So I will shoot some like wide shot where we can see all the studio and Eros going around, set up the table to, you know, his section. Now we're gonna shoot the moment where usually Eros greeting the customer, so it's a very friendly location, as he said in the interview. So now we're gonna sit on the couch, set up the lighting, everything to show how we introduce the customer to the job.
My name is Eros. I come from Sardinia. Sardinia is an island in Italy. It's a beautiful touristic island. I started drawing when I was a kid, just watching cartoons. My first approach to art was definitely through my parents. I grew up very stimulated with art. I was surrounded by it. I used to see people all the time praising my father, saying how good he was, what a great artist he was, and what a career he had. So I grew up with this very strong father figure that in a way for me there was no competition, so I had to do something different. But as a teenager growing up, I wanted to do better and better and better, and I wanted to challenge myself. And in a way, I wanted to impress my family. I decided to push it a little bit further for my studies, for my personal experience, for my growth, and I did a little bit what a lot of people is doing today, which is traveling. I had my first experience when I was 17, so I left my little town in Sardinia and I went to London. I was excited. I was a bit bold character-wise, and I thought that everything would have been easy. And I ended up working in a kitchen. It was a terrible experience. The job itself was awful. I was treated like a piece of trash. So after London, after the UK experience, I went back to Italy. I went to university, half the year in Italy, half the year in France, and in between I was working also as an interpreter. So this is how I lived for quite a few years, and I loved it. It was perfect. Until when I was doing a summer season in Sardinia, I received a phone call from my mom because my father wasn't well. He wasn't well at all. He didn't have too much time left. So I decided to interrupt my contract that I had then in Sardinia, and I flew to France to spend more time with him. My father passed away, so a few months after I arrived in France, and I felt again after years the urge to move again. This is why we decided with my partner to go to Australia, because she's Australian, starting to get involved into art, because, you know, I had my artistic background. It was great. It was great, and we decided to stay a little bit longer, and nearly 12 years have passed now. Well, of course, having a business is good. But more than anything is really the fact that I start something completely new again and turning what used to be a hobby into a profession. The relationship with the customers is great. I developed a very nice clientele over the years. They come here because they want something a little bit special, and in fact the studio is promoted as custom specialists. 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is that it takes, and we work on these big projects, and it's good. They come here because they want this sort of personalized experience with the artist. They don't need to come with an image, with a picture. They can come with a concept, anything. It can be something that they had a dream about, the night before, and they come with a vision. Just seeing that someone is able to put it on paper real quick and bring their idea, their concept to life, with the ability as well to display it on the body, to make it look good. That's what makes them come here. One person at a time, one client per day. Mostly this is how I work. It's a one-to-one experience.